happy Monday. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. It's been a minute since we've spoken, albeit you did see a vlog recently here, but that vlog is about a month old from when you're seeing this vlog. Anyway, it's just been. Oh my God, I have so much to update you guys on. But before we get into the vlog, I did want to say, hey, if you don't have time to sit here and hang out with us for an hour, Mary Ruth is having an awesome campaign right now called Beauty from Within. And they are focusing on all of their amazing hair products. So products that have the ingredients and the vitamins and minerals that you need to have amazing hair. Now is probably not the time for me to be talking about that, because I just got out of the shower. However, there is this newer product. It's new to me. I'm not sure if it's actually new, but it's the Liquid Morning Multivitamin Plus Hair Growth. You guys have heard me talk about the Liquid Morning Vitamin a lot. I took it for a while. Very good. You can mix it into your breakfast, into your yogurts, into your smoothies, into your water. This one specifically is geared for those of you that are looking for hair growth. So within this awesome campaign, not only can you take advantage of the 20% off sale that they are hosting for their hair or beauty from within items, you also get the additional 20% that we offer with our personalized codes. So for example, my code is CoffeeBreakwithDani, and that will get you the additional 20% off an item, which is a pretty hefty discount. For me, you guys know my tried and true when it comes to hair health. I started taking biotin right after I had my first son. And it was a biotin journey because I had to try like several different, that was the dishwasher, by the way. I had to try several different brands that actually sat well with me, that, you know, worked, that I saw a difference in. And these gummies are a part of my daily routine now. The hair, skin, and nail gummies, awesome for hair growth, nail growth. They even make your skin just glow differently. So if you guys were looking for better for you supplements that your whole family would enjoy, take advantage of the Mary Ruth organic sale that's going on right now. You'll see the sale on Amazon. You'll also see it directly on their website. And with Amazon, sometimes there's like a little checkbox at the bottom that you have to click on to get the 20% off. And then when you get towards checkout is where it allows you to type in the promo code. So Beauty from Within, you guys, it's like, how to be pretty. Tip number 1, drink water. Tip number 2, exercise for at least 20 minutes a day. Tip number 3, mind your business. No. Tip number 4, enjoy your gummies. You know, as you get older and you learn more about things, because you know when you're younger, you're told a lot what to do. And as you get older, you become more and more autonomous. But I don't think we realize how autonomous we actually are until we're a lot older. And I'm like, why do I have to swallow biotin to make my hair pretty when I can enjoy it and it feels like a treat? So actually, let me show you. Hopefully my dishwasher doesn't make weird sounds again. So these are the hair, skin, and nail gummies. Look how cute. They're little stars. What, you don't put 2 gummies in your mouth at the same time? No? So this product's pretty cool. The flavor, peach mango, I mean, that sounds awesome. I take a different daily multivitamin, but I wanted to show you guys this one because I know there are a lot of you guys that are liquid morning multivitamin users, drinkers, enjoyers. And this one is pretty cool because it has Lustreva, which is clinically shown to help your hair be thicker, fuller, improve wrinkles and fine lines. Maybe I should switch back to this one. You guys know that this one here is my favorite. And I'm also a fan of the Magnesium Calm gummies. After they discontinued the stressless beans, I became a fan of these. Plus, you only have to take one of these, so that's a lot easier to remember. It's still a gummy though, so you could add it to like your gummy treat routine. All the information to Marry Ruth will be listed in the description box. I'll list the dates down below because this Beauty from Within campaign, I think ends the first week of October. But after that, you can still get the 20% off using CoffeeBreakD, which is a non-commissionable, non-affiliate code, so I am not making a cent. It's just saving you guys the additional 20%. So I think the breakdown ends up being, you guys get the gummies that I use, the hair, skin, and nail gummies. They're about $25. With the 20% off sale, they come to about under 20 bucks. And then with the additional promo code, they're around $15. So it ends up working out where if it's something that you've wanted to try, now is the perfect time and the perfect excuse to do so. Or if it's something that you already, wow, my hair is just doing whatever it wants today, huh? That privilege of wet hair. So if you guys are already fans, it's a time to stock up. If you're on the fence, then now's the perfect excuse to stock up. I know. You wanna go outside? Do you wanna go outside, little miss? I wanted to sit and chat with you guys for a little while, but I don't know where to put you so that I don't have to keep switching from arms because then my arm's gonna hurt. Okay, so I'm gonna try to be as brief as possible because I do have a doctor's appointment in about an hour here. So the last time we spoke, I was telling you, oh, I'm so excited about my appointment. I'm gonna get blood work, I'm gonna get all these labs done. I'm gonna find out what this perimenopause business is. We have an update. So I show up to my appointment and I cry in like the first 30 seconds because I'm like extremely overwhelmed trying to like share all my symptoms and saying, I think it's perimenopause. And like before I even finish, she's like, you're too young, that's not it. Like cut me off completely. And I don't mean cut me off verbally. I just mean like my momentum that you just let me divulge and then you can tell me what you think. But it was like, no, that's not it. So let's moving on. What are your symptoms? And then just took each one of my symptoms and like broke it down. This is probably what that is. This is probably what that is. This is probably this. And it wasn't one of those experiences that I've had in the past where like the doctor is very condescending and kind of just shuts you down. It wasn't like that. She's always super kind. In fact, I don't like going to my gynecologist because I prefer her nurse practitioner. She gives you that very warm mom vibe, mom energy. And so she wasn't rude, but it was very, it took the wind out of my sails because I was sure that's what it was. Like, why else have I been feeling so bad for like a while now? Like, what? It has to be that. And to hear that that's not it, just out of the gate, really just took the wind out of it was like a gut punch. And then she's like, well, you know, it actually sounds like it might be a thyroid issue. So we'll check for that, but we'll definitely do blood work and check your hormone levels and see what's going on with that. And since your 40th birthday is this year, you got to go get a mammogram, which I had a mammogram 3 years ago because she found a lump when I was doing my well woman visit. And that came back clear and they said, we don't want to see you until you're 40. But so out of the appointment, basically what we took out of it was it's not perimenopause, like preemptively without checking anything. It might be your thyroid. We're going to do 3 types of blood tests and you're going to go see your psychiatrist for your ADHD medication, or rather, I stopped cold turkey taking my ADHD medication and my nurse practitioner thinks that that's one of the reasons why I'm struggling so much. And I don't know, my gut tells me that's not it because it's not like it helped me a lot in the first place. The negative side effects were far worse than the actual benefits. Like I don't feel like the benefits were that miraculous. I think oftentimes what happens with a late diagnosis, especially for women, is we think that this is going to be a magical answer, like a magical pill. That's not it. So I wish doctors would be more transparent with that because when we go through this journey, and I see it happen time and time and time again, we have a child, usually a son, that gets diagnosed with ADHD. And then we realize, oh no, that sounds like me. And then we get tested. We have this idea in our head, this romanticized concept that when we get access to this controlled substance, this stimulant, that it is going to fix all our problems, that everything is going to work out, and we're going to realize that we've been so broken and this was just the missing piece. And that's not how it works. Like, this is not a miraculous medicine. Stimulants don't miraculously fix you. They don't answer all your questions, and the side effects are, for me, much more significant than the actual benefits they provided. I didn't like feeling that way, and I just stopped. And so my NP was saying, well, that's probably like the primary issue here. So get a mammogram, get your bloods, go see your psychiatrist, and come up with a new game plan for your ADHD treatment. And then I'll see you back. The bloods all came back normal. It's not my thyroid. It's not perimenopause. My hormones are fine, but something came back like red flags. So now I have to do an ultrasound, which is scheduled for a few weeks. Then I called my psychiatrist. She's fully booked. I'm going to see her at the end of this week. And then I had my initial mammogram, and that came back bad. And so I have to go in today. So my mammogram appointment was last week, and then I'm going back like a week later for a follow-up. And they said something like left breast is shows high irregularity, tissue density, blah, blah, blah. My hunch, my gut, my heart, maybe I'm being hopeful, just tells me that it's explant related, because any boob issues that I've had have always been explant related. After I had my implants removed and I had the fat transfer, which completely failed, like my body reabsorbed all the fat. Yay! And so I have scar tissue, obviously, from where they removed the entire capsule. And I want to say that the fluctuation in my weight combined with the scar tissue is what's giving that like abnormal scan for my left boob. So we have to go get a follow-up mammogram and meet with the radiologist today in about an hour. So when I tell you guys that I feel so deflated and so discouraged. Let me go get my little dog. I feel so deflated and so discouraged because I really thought that I was going to go to the nurse and she was going to say, wow, those symptoms clearly sound like perimenopause. Let's get some bloods just to make sure. And then the blood work was going to come back and she was going to be like, let's try HRT and that'll probably be your, this is not what I was expecting at all. It was not even remotely close to, this is not perimenopause at all. You're too young. Put all your eggs in a different basket. And then to be followed up with, you got a lumpy boob, then now I'm like, clearly we're using humor to entertain ourselves here and deflect from the true reality, but it was not at all what I was expecting. At all. And do you guys want to hear, oh, whoa. I'm like a surfer boy now. What's up, guys? Tubular. Cowabunga. My impression of a surfer wholeheartedly stems from me trying to learn English by watching like Saved by the Bell as an ESL child. Watching Family Matters, watching the Ninja Turtles, Darkwing Duck, that's where my impression comes from. So that's sort of an update. Another update is, you guys, I have had a headache for 8 days now. 8 days. So the vlog that you guys saw was middle to end of August, and when you're watching this, it's exactly the middle of September. So that's how long I struggled. Like, just, I don't even feel like myself yet. I just had to get back to work. Let's just be honest. We're not feeling ourselves right now. In fact, I could crawl into bed right now and sleep for another 3 weeks. But we gotta, business as usual. We gotta go back. We gotta get back into a routine. I think it helps me even when I feel really, really bad to get back into my routine. And it just helps me feel better. Maybe it's an unhealthy coping mechanism. But I've had a headache for about 8 days. And finally, I was like, the type of headache that I have is not a migraine. And my primary care, angel of God, I swear, because she was the only doctor that was able to find a medicine combo to help me with migraines. In the past, before kids, I was prescribed, it's a medication that has an X in it. You put it under your tongue and it dissolves. But in my old age, that medication makes me fall asleep for like 12 hours, which I can't afford right now with kids and everything, right? So that's not a medication that I was able to take anymore. So I tried a bunch of different ones. None of them worked. Finally, this doctor was able to find this combo of like a triptan and naproxen dose that takes my migraines away immediately, especially when I catch them early. I never even get into full migraine mode where I'm like, blacking out and little stars and I get up from the toilet and I fall, nausea, all this amazing stuff. But recently I started to get migraines every time I was about to get my period. Joys of womanhood. And I'm able to get ahead of it. This week and a day, this headache is not a headache I've ever experienced, a different type of headache. But I was like, you know what? On the off chance that this combo medication from God works, I'm going to try and take it. I took it for a day and it sort of tapered it, but it didn't make it go away. My head has been hurting consistently for 8 days. Then I was like, okay, that's one day. Let me try and take it again the second day, and I'm going to take it with Coke. Because usually when I have a migraine, if I take that medicine and some Coke, like Coca-Cola, cola soda, take that together, that's like the instant like recipe. Nothing, it just kind of tapered them down. Finally, on the third day, I was like, I don't know what to do, like, except take the medication I know I've been taking and hope that it works. Third time's a charm. And that was yesterday. You guys, my hands and my feet got bright red, swollen, and super itchy. And then I started to get a rash from like the palm of my hand all the way down to like the middle of my arm. I think it's gone now, but it was like, when you get that, it looks like red freckles. It wasn't hot, like it wasn't lumpy. It was like splotchiness under my skin. It was terrifying. I don't know why I'm divulging all of my medical concerns with you guys, but I feel like a lot of you were on the boat with me saying, oh, it's perimenopause for me too. Oh, that sounds like exactly like how I've been feeling. And now to hear that that is not it at all, that your blood works are normal. Oh, maybe it's your thyroid. Nope, it's not that either. Like, what is it then? Like, is it the fact that my hair is crazy today? Is it the fact that I'm getting older? Is this like pre-menopause and it's like one of the joys of being a woman? Like, what is it? Because I'm feeling awful. I'm not feeling good. And this isn't one of those things where you can treat it symptomatically. Like, okay, so you're tired, go take a nap. Take this for your medicine. Take this for your GI issues. Take that, like, that doesn't make me feel good the way that my brain works. I want to know why. And it's not just a really, really terrible coincidence that I'm having all of these ailments at once. It's not. It can't be. Because then what does that mean? That I'm just not taking care of myself? Like, I am priority. Like, my health is paramount to the success of my family. And my family's thriving right now. Maybe at the cost of me. But you guys, it's so discouraging. I know what you're thinking. What is that loud noise? It's trash day. No, I know what you're thinking. You're probably worried about the mammogram. Don't be worried, guys. I'm self-talking to myself right now. Don't worry. I'm like 1,000% sure it's all explant related, and it's just another thing where they're just gonna get money from me for my deductible. I know that's what it is, but I think for me, it's a vulnerability thing, like I've always been self-conscious about my boobs, and now I have to go show people my boobs like 3 times in a row. Well, a woman visit and she's like there just jiggling, like stop trying to get it to jiggle. It's not going to jiggle because there's nothing there. Then you go to the mammogram and they're like pancaking you, and like, it's just you don't got a Vogue on my boobs, you know? And then now I have to go back, and I don't just have to go back for the tech to do the scan. Now I have to wait, and then the radiologist has to tell me what it means and stuff. Can I just tell him what it means? I really just want my headache to go away. I have a very high threshold for a lot of things. A lot of severe, and it's funny because it's a neurodivergent thing from what I've heard, read, experienced, is little minor inconveniences, like if the Wi-Fi is slow, that fills us with rage. But like the toxic relationship, we have patience and grace for that. Really, really annoying things, really bad things, really harmful things, we have patience and grace for that. But little tiny little things, we don't. And so with something like a boob stuff, it's already like a really difficult thing for me. And then to have to do it over and over and over and over. Sorry if you watch this with your kids, like talking about boobs. Let's change the subject. Let's talk about last Saturday, my friend Connie. You guys have heard me talk about her before. She is the photographer that Match.com hired to take my pictures when I got a Match.com sponsorship, which is why I met Parker. Do you guys remember that story? I was on Bumble. That was it. I was dating on Bumble, and it was bad. It was awful. It was terrible. And I quit dating. And then about a week after, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't date. Like, this is awful. I got an offer to do a Match.com partnership. And I was like, I see what you're doing. I get it. Fine. I'll try again. But this is it, you know? Then I'm done. And so I did a sponsorship or like a partnership with Match.com, and they hired a professional photographer, which ended up being Connie. And then, you know, we met, she took my picture, but hanging out with her to take my picture never felt like hanging out with a photographer. And I've had a lot of experience hanging out with photographers, and I always feel super uncomfortable, and I always overthink, and my pictures look really bad. She was the only photographer in the experience of my life that has ever made me feel comfortable, but also makes me feel pretty. And I hate to say it out loud because it makes me blush, but she does. She makes me feel pretty. And when I look at the pictures, she captures me, like dorky, silly, goofy, childish, don't take myself too seriously, but will also cut you if I need to. She captures that in her pictures. And it's not like, I'm never going to be able to give you those pictures that you see like on Instagram with these girls that are posing sexy and hot or whatever. And thanks to Connie, she helps validate that that's enough for me. Full circle, we hired her to take our wedding pictures, Parker and I, because, you know, we met because of Match. So it's like full circle. She took our wedding pictures at the courthouse when we eloped during the pandemic. And she now has a really awesome job. So she invited us to go watch a Rangers game, like a baseball game with the boys. We were on the big screen. All of that to say is her birthday's tomorrow. So I got a bunch of stuff. When we were at the game, she was like, hey, sorry to bother you. This is the type of person Connie is. She's like, let me do this for you. Let me do this for you. Let me be generous with you. Let me gift you things. I'm going to bother you and ask you a question. And you're like, no, ask me everything, you know? She's like, how do you get your nail polish to dry? I have been struggling getting my nails right. I can't get my manicure right. Like, I am sucking at my manicure. And I was like, this is it. This is the perfect opportunity. Her birthday's tomorrow. She just did this thing for me and the boys. Like, it was such a fun experience, you guys. I was able to do and see baseball in a way that I never thought I would. And the boys now think I'm the coolest parent on the planet. So I'm so relieved that she felt comfortable enough to ask me for help in something that was like beauty related, because now I'm like, hold my drink. So I don't know if we have time. I have to be there at 10:45. I think I have time. Let's do this together right now. I don't know. Put your hands up in the air. No. Okay, we're just gonna have to decide. Do I want my head cut off or do you want to see what I'm actually doing? So I immediately placed an order with Jill, the owner of Glisten and Glow, the only top coat, the best top coat, like the only thing you need. Like, this is how much I love it. I get the big bottle and I refill the bottle. So I immediately ordered that from Jill. She was so sweet. She actually shipped it the very next day, so it arrived in time for Connie's birthday. And then I told Mateo, I'm like, we have to go to Target and we are going to get a bunch of stuff for Miss Connie to thank her for what she did. And so I'm going to build her a little manicure kit. And I told her, I was like, if your nails don't dry, there's a lot of factors. You could be in a humid room, your nail polish could be expired, your nails could be oily. Are you using 100% acetone? Do you buff the tops of your nails before putting on nail polish? Do you use a base coat? Do you use a top coat? Do you do the sandwich method? There are a lot of factors. She answered all of the factors, and it really just sounds like something I can't put my finger on. So the only answer here, obviously, is to do my exact routine, you know, like obviously. 100% acetone. If you're building a nail kit, this is probably my recommendation to you guys. 100% acetone, not the non-acetone, not the vitamin E, not the, yes, acetone is bad for your skin. Yep, it's bad for your nails too. But do you want pretty nails? Like, it's going to be one of those things, you know, unless you do a gel manicure or a dip or acrylic, you need 100% acetone to strip your nails. Now's probably not a good day to be talking about nails, huh? 100% acetone, you need to put that in your kit. I got this as a bonus for her because I've really enjoyed it, and fall and winter around the corner, which means crusty, dusty cuticles. The Ella and Mila cuticle oil, the lavender one, so good. Got her one of those. The Olive and June nail and cuticle buffers. These are two types of buffers. One is gentle enough to actually buff your cuticles. What? I know, but a lot of us don't like going in there with like little scissors and cutting skin off of us, you know? That to me is viscerally disturbing. It's not my thing. I can't do it. So this little kit comes with a nail buffer and cuticle buffer, which is great. If you buff the top of your nails once you shape it and then wipe with 100% acetone, your nail polish isn't going anywhere. Then I got her the best nail clippers in the business. These are Tweezerman. No, not the little ones. These are supposed to be for your hands. These are supposed to be for your feet. Throw this one away. You don't need it, or use it for your kids. The foot one, the one that's for your feet, or the one that's for people with thicker nails, or the one that's, this is a foot clipper, let's be honest. It has a straight edge. This is perfect if you like straight manicures. I like the soft edge straight across, you know, like the classic, I don't even know what it's called. It has a specific name for it. I call it the elegant one. But it's just straight across and then you just kind of round the corners. You need a clipper like that. Then the Tweezerman nail files. I used to think, I was a believer that all nail files are created equal. They're not. The Tweezerman and the Revlon ones are my favorite, but Tweezerman has the better colors. This is not Connie at all, okay? So if I was getting her nail files, for her preference, they would be beige. But this is why we're really good friends, because she keeps me out of jail. Guess what? She's another Virgo. Parker's birthday was 2 days ago. Virgos. I am surrounded by Virgos, which is why I never have gone to prison. Then the top coat that you need, obviously, from Glisten and Glow. Best top coat. I mean, I talk about it all the time. Jill probably has like a, what is that called? A restraining order against me. Then the best base coat I have tried. And you guys know I went from stalking them, then they got discontinued, to falling in love with this one, but this one stains my nail beds, and then just converting to a fan from this one. Thank you to Ella and Mila for sending me their product, because their base coat is one of those very gentle, soft, it almost feels like a ridge filler, but it doesn't stain your nails. And if you want to remove your polish, you're gonna have to remove your polish. It doesn't actually chip. Does that make sense? Like your nail color starts to get dull or worn out and you're like, why isn't it chipping? Because like, look at how much growth, like, do you see my thumb? Like how much growth I've had, and look at no chipping. I have to remove polish when I'm bored of it or I have growth or the polish starts to get dull. So you need this base coat. So I got some drawing drops. I don't always use these. I have these on hand as an emergency in case I do top coat, I do a drop, and then I need to go put on my dish gloves and do the dishes. You know what I mean? Like if I need to be in a super speedy emergency, those come in handy. I don't always use them. In fact, you could leave them out completely and save yourself $10. And then two of my favorite colors of all time that Connie would like. We got Mint Candy Apple and then Bubble Bath from OPI and from Essie. And so if you like gentle neutrals, pastels, she always has really, like it's a really soft pink, a really soft white, a really soft beige, a really soft beige, a really soft beige. Like those are the colors that Connie likes. So I thought a little fun one and then like an everyday for work kind of day. So if you were gonna do your nails, the way that I do it is I always cut my nails, file my nails just for shape. This is not on the top of your nails. This is just for the shape. Then buff your nails, clean your nails, base coat your nails, paint your nails, top coat your nails, and then one or the other or both. So if you're in a hurry, the drawing drops, and if you're not and you want to just make your cuticles nice and pretty, the cuticle oil. So I thought we would put it all in this cute little container. I found this in the dollar section. It's the storage bin. It's like $5. But it's so pretty. Do you see like the little texture on it? And then it has a little handle so she can just put it under her sink in the bathroom, assuming she has space to put all of this crap I'm buying for her. But I don't want this stuff to fall and I want it to look cute. So I thought we could put like a little bubble wrap action in here to just create a base so it lifts up a little and you also doesn't look yucky. Because I was gonna ball up tissue paper, but I don't know if that would look as pretty. Then, can you guys see what I'm doing? And then we'll put some of this, which pisses people off. It's so pretty, but it's so messy. Part of the gifting. It's part of the energy for the gift. And then we're gonna wrap it in cellophane. Assuming I know what I'm doing, because usually when I do cellophane, I just go buy like the Easter basket size at Michael's, but I wanted to get everything in one place. I think we were in a hurry. It was like, what was I doing? We were in a hurry. We needed to get somewhere. We had therapy or so. It was like something important like that. So look how pretty that looks. Wait, you get back in there. You get in there. Get in there. Have you guys watched any good TV lately? So, Mayfair Witches, I didn't like it. The Discovery of Witches, loved it. I don't know why there's all these witch shows on my algorithm right now on Netflix, but The Discovery of Witches was so good. And without spoiling it, it is one of those series that is short enough where you could binge it, but also long enough where it takes up some of your time. Like it's worth the investment. And then it is whole. A lot of these shows recently, to me, just kind of fall off. You get so invested and then they fall off. They disappoint you with the ending. You don't get the ending you were imagining, you know, or you, like they play with your emotions, you know, like, you know what I'm talking about? Like they play with your emotions a lot and then you get disappointed. It's not what you expected. I know expectations are like hidden disappointments, right? Because you're supposed to say what you want or whatever. But with shows, it's not like you can, I don't know, not have expectations because that's your time that you're investing, right? But I'm trying really carefully to not be a Sagittarius right now and like give it all away. But if you predict endings or you invest your time, if you're the type of person that gets satisfied with predictable and happy endings, then you'll like that show. I don't like shows that like break your heart. You know, like I already gave you all of this time, all of my time, and you're just going to go and break my heart like that? Like, no, give me my money back. I know you're not paying, but you kind of are. Okay, how does this look? Just put that there and then put this here. I think that looks cute, yeah? Like that. So cute. And then we'll stick a little card on the outside. Now, moment of truth though. Does your friend know how to use cellophane? Probably not. Oh, I'm going to get my fingers all over it and it's going to be all wrinkly. So anyway, Discovery of Witches, so good. Parker tried to get me to watch Fear of the Walking Dead because I love The Walking Dead. And I'm like on episode 4 and I'm like, does this get any better? This is awful. And then my friend Bren was telling me about Preacher. She's like, oh my God, do you predict shows? I'm like, what do you mean? Like you can predict what they're about to say because we can like mind read? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, that happens to me every time I'm watching TV. She's like, okay, you can't predict anything that's going to happen in this show. So it might be nice to turn your brain off. I watched one full episode and I was like, what the am I watching? Preacher, I think it's on Netflix. Jesus Christ, it is awful. And Parker's like, no, being a Virgo, he's like, no, you can't predict how a show is. What do you say? You can't predict a show is until you're at least 3 episodes in. 3. I'm like, 3? 3? You mean I have to watch this for 2 more hours? I don't. Homie, don't play that. Hey, you guys, stop making me talk because you're making me lose my concentration. I think I'm gonna have to do 2. One way and then the other way. This feels good. This length feels good. Tried a lip oil this morning that I got as a free sample. And I was like, you know, I'm a creature of habit. I always use the same stuff all the time, the same outfits, the same, like creature of habit, creature of comfort. I need to mix it up. And this little guy's been staring at me for a while, so I might as well give him a chance, you know? I should give him a chance. See what happens. I should not have given him a chance. This is why we are a creature of habit, you guys. The NYX Duck Plump. Satan himself came up from the depths of hell, from the black hole that he resides in, and designed this with NYX. That's all I'm going to say. I deserve better. We deserve better. I'm not saying I wanted bigger lips or plump lips. All I'm saying is I got a free sample, so I thought I would try it and then give you guys feedback. After all, this channel was born because of beauty products, right? This should not have been born. Not at all. Oh my goodness. It is awful. What do we think? Is it cute? That's cute, right? Like a little mystery enough. Like it's clear, but not so clear. Okay, then we're gonna get a little ribbon action here. What? Oh, God, I got tricked myself. I thought it was pink. I don't like red ribbon. That's very Happy Christmas. Oh, shoot. Do I have another color? I'm trying to make it so perfect, and then I'm sending Parker and his trooper to go, like, drop it off. Like, it's never gonna arrive like this. You know what I mean? Have a little card for the boys to write in. Look how cute, it's a monkey. And then I put 2 photos inside. Look, you guys, I was famous for like 5 seconds. And then with their little merch they got, and there's a picture of the 4 of us back here with a really famous person that when Connie said, oh, you guys are gonna get to meet this person, Chuck Morgan, I think his name is Chuck. I could be wrong, I don't know. Parker pretty much wet his pants when he met this man. So I think it's a big deal. And then I'm going to write in her birthday card. So like the boys can say thank you here, and then I'll give her a birthday card. She can get 2 cards because Connie is a type of person that needs to be celebrated. And Connie is also the type of person that goes by unnoticed in this world. So everybody needs a Connie, but the world needs to recognize the Connies. You know what I mean? She is like one of the most amazing human beings. And I don't know, I feel like I want to share her with the world. But no, don't take my friend. Don't take my friend from me. Anyway, let me go put this. I'm kind of proud of this. It looks cute, doesn't it? Isn't that pretty? It's like a girly Easter basket for her nails. So then Parker can drop this off tomorrow on her birthday, and then she can have a little surprise. So that'll be cool. I'll have the boys write in the card. I feel like I needed to update you guys on some other stuff. Ooh, what was it? I mean, I feel like we've talked about my body enough. Oh, Parker's birthday was on Saturday, and he had to work all day. How awful is that? This is the card he got. It's an inside joke. And by joke, I mean it makes me laugh and he thinks it's disgusting. The inside says, now your birthday can only get better from here. You're welcome. Doesn't that sound like something I would say? I'm like, hey, hold on a second here. What is it? Hallmark or whatever, like whoever the brand is. I'm like, who? Hallmark, did you steal my words? You did not get my permission. Okay, we have our appointment at 11. I have to be there at 10:45. I have spent a lot of time talking to you guys. Apparently, I miss my friends. I need to head out the door here in a second with this beautiful hair. Then, because it's Monday, the boys are in school. I have to make dinner. I didn't grocery shop. You guys, when I tell you that I have felt like absolute dumpster fire crap, like awful for the last several weeks. I'm not even kidding. And it makes me annoyed. It makes me annoying, but it also makes me annoyed at myself because I don't like to be sick. I don't like to not feel good because there's a lot of things I want to do and I want to do a good job. And it's not like I can't not do them. It's not like I can just rest and not do them. And when I can't do a good job, then I feel even worse. So like I didn't do our groceries yesterday. And so today I was like scrambling, like there was enough fruit and stuff for their lunch today, but there isn't enough for tomorrow. And I'm like, I have to do it today. And I feel really bad and I have to get my boob squished. And after I get my boob squished, do I really want to go grocery shopping? But like, what choice do I have otherwise? I mean, I could do a drive-up pickup, but there are also some other things I need to get, so I might as well just get it while I'm there. You know, like that, like you start to spiral, snowball, and you're your worst enemy. And I haven't even made the bed. I don't know how Parker feels about not making the bed. Last thing I'm going to say, for those of you that thought he was perfect, he's not. If he gets home and the bed isn't made, he's going to be like, oh, you didn't make the bed? And he will never say anything like, if the house is falling apart with filth, if the house is dirty, if the house isn't kept, if I haven't done the dishes, he'll never say anything. But when it comes to the bed, it is so weird. Meanwhile, don't tell my mom. I could easily never make the bed. I know there's like this whole psychotherapy behind it, and there's even a book called Make Your Bed or whatever, where if you get up and make your bed, it sets you in the mind, like in the right mindset to start your day. You know what gets me in the right mindset to start my day? Like, don't get in my way if you're annoying. Be nice. That gets me in the right mindset, but I could easily never do the bed and be okay. And this is secret worthy, which is why we're doing this. Okay, so if this makes you uncomfortable, this is how you'll remember that this is an important share that I made with you guys. I would happily never make the bed. I think it's a secret because if Parker heard me say that, he would be really upset. Or he could just make the bed himself.
Oh, you are my dog. Oh, you are my dog. You are my little dog. You are my little dog. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
8:30. Just a little quick check-in. Little man's in the other room, so I can't update you on my appointment. What's happening right now? Like, what is this? I can't update you guys on the appointment. I had probably like 17 heart attacks before I got good news, but the good news is almost hysterical. So I'll need to definitely update you guys on that with like a lot of very humorous details. What are you doing? What are you doing? Come here. Come here. Wanna say hi to your friends? No, what are you eating? What are you eating? Say hi to your friends. Tell them you got your shot this weekend. Yeah, you got your shot this weekend. Got a new lease on life. You got a new lease on life, huh, little bug? Oh, you're so cute. Say hi to your friends. Right here. Right there. So they can see you. Don't look at me. Look at your friends. There you go. Say hi to your friends. Say hi, friends. You had your friends? Over here, look. Oh, stop. What are you eating? You guys! It's lawn day. You're hearing all those noises. You're welcome. Okay, I almost ended the vlog. I was like, oh, okay, I gotta wrap up the vlog. We're ready to go. Like, it's done. Gotta say bye to my pandas, remind them about Mary Ruth. And then I thought, I never updated you guys on what happened. We have new neighbors, did I tell you? We got new neighbors. They haven't moved in yet. They're like painting and doing all this stuff, which is weird because even though our houses are old, I think they're 20 years old, like the house was gutted and redone. But apparently they don't like the choices. So they're getting lots of stuff done. Anyway, we have new neighbors. And I was gonna end the vlog. I was gonna remind you guys about Mary Ruth. And I was like, oh, I never update you guys on my boobs. I know, you're waiting on bated breath. So here's the scoop. I went in and they were like, okay, so you have to plan on being here for a while because you're scheduled for a rescan, an ultrasound, and an appointment with a radiologist. You know what I mean? Like the last time I did this was because I smelled really good with pistol lip from Heretic. So I was like, was who? Come again? What do you mean? And she's like, yeah, you're gonna be here for probably an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, depending on how busy our radiologist is. And I was like, okay, all right, I think I can. Do you want to say hi? Okay. Say hi to our friends. We're talking about our boobs. You want to talk about your boobs? Yeah? Guess what? I haven't made my bed. Are you gonna tell your dad? You better not sell me out. You better not sell me out, little miss. I'm gonna put you here. It's one of my favorite little spots to sit in. When I paint my toenails, I like to sit here. It's like next to Parker's dresser. It's next to Moist. So I walk into the appointment and the nurse is like, I'm sorry, you know, this is gonna be uncomfortable. She kind of explains to me what's gonna happen and they have to use these special plates and, you know, scan my armpit and do all this stuff. And I was like, oh, I'm not, but she gives me like the, you know, the nurse voice when they're gonna give you bad news where she's like, I'm so sorry, like, you have to come back. And she's giving you that tone of, it's all gonna be okay. I'm here for you, you know? And I was like, oh my God, I'm not ready for this. And I was like, no, it's fine. It's going to be fine. I was like, you know, I had my explant surgery a couple years ago and the fat transfer didn't stick. And so it's caused me a lot of follow-up issues and plus the scar tissue. I'm pretty sure it's one of those things. And she's like, oh no, it's definitely not that. And that was it. Spiral. It takes like the most minor comment, exhalation, or like facial expression for me to like go down the spiral. And she's like, no, it's definitely not that. And I was like, okay, cool. Okay, so let's do it. And it was just like on one side. And she's like, after this, you're going to go back to the waiting room. Don't take off the cape. and we'll come in for the ultrasound. I didn't know it was going to be 3 appointments. I thought it was going to be the ching ching again, and that was it. Like just the rescans. No, it was 3 separate appointments in 1 appointment. I was like, okay, so I get to go wait in the waiting room. So I'm like panic texting Parker, and he's like, I knew I should have gone with you. He's like, every time I don't go to one of your doctor's appointments, something happens. I should have been there, blah, blah, blah. I was like, it's a women's only clinic. You would have had to be in the lobby with all the 7 other husbands that are there. I'm like waiting there, and it's like the longest 16 minutes of my life. And they take me back, and it's like this like dimly lit room where they do the ultrasound. And the ultrasound, it basically looked like they were looking for a baby, but in my boob. And it extended from this entire area all the way down to like my incredible bicep. And so that tech was like, stay laying down. I'm going to go get the doctor. And I'm like, oh, I thought they were going to call me back with the results or email me or something. So at this point, I've already pretty much decided, you know, what I want for my funeral arrangements. And I'm like trying to cope and trying to be funny. So the doctor comes in and she's like, can you just give me a minute to review your scans and then, you know, we'll talk about it. And I was like, I'll give you more than a minute because going over the scans of all this breast tissue is going to take you a minute. She just laughed a little bit. It took her like 4 seconds to look at the scans. You guys, I use humor to cope, but you can't make this up. The shadowing and the enlarged asymmetry, significant change from one breast to the other in the last 3 years or whenever the last scan I had was. Breast tissue. So you mean to tell me that for the last, I don't know, 25 years of my life that I've been praying to Santa for boobs, going as far as to get a breast augmentation when I was 21 because I never hit puberty, that my boobs have been in my armpit this whole time? Yeah. So I cried and then I laughed for a very long time on the phone with my husband. But thanks to this experience, I will no longer say that I am flat-chested, actually. In fact, I am going to reveal my breasts on the internet. You guys, I have boobs in my armpits. I'm like, wow. I had a heart attack. I died. I panicked. I spiraled. I cried. I laughed. I was trying to like comedically romanticize the radiologist. And all to say I have boob in my armpit, in my axilla area, because apparently that makes it sound more medical. I had to do a follow-up mammogram during a very uncomfortable time in my life with a very extended headache for them to tell me that the boobs that I asked Santa for on Christmas were in my armpit this whole time. So we're missing out on a very encouraging business opportunity here. You know what I mean? Like a very important business opportunity. Like I need to be in the market for people like us that have armpit breasts. Has this ever happened to you? Or do I really have to go to like a curandera or someone that can roll an egg around me and tell me what the hell is going on with my medical life? So in case you miss it the first time, my eyes are up here. You can't make this up. Like, I'm falling down. You can't make this up. I am relieved and I feel really blessed that I can use humor to cope because this is funny, but it's also not nice, you know? This heart attack that I was feeling in my heart, in my tummy, in my brain, it's all because I have armpit boobs. Okay, I'm done saying boobs for the day. I want to show you guys some cuteness that is going out in the mail today. I know, you guys, it is so cute.
Oh my goodness, look at all this cuteness. Oh my goodness, look at all this cuteness. So you got a badge reel for a cancer survivor. Look how pretty. And we got a tag for her kitty named Kitty.
Oh my goodness. Hold on, let me take that off. There's a little crumb on there. We got little cat paws and little fish. And then we got this for our friend over on the East Coast who's a dental hygienist. And this is a tooth fairy. Isn't that cute? And look at how bright it is. It has lots of colors. And then our favorite teacher ever, Mrs. Blakesley. She is going all out here. We have covered a lot of the seasons already. So we got our Thanksgiving one. Our little turkeys, you see little chubby turkeys. We're ready for harvest. We're ready for Halloween. This is the shape. I love the little, like the edges, because it's not hard. And then we have her Christmas one ready to go. Look at how cute, a little happy tree. And those are the clay slices that we have for Christmas. So cute. But this one, I think, will always and forever be the most favoriteest, epic, most incredible, the best badge reel I've ever done in my entire life. Once it came together, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't. This is for our friend Diane. And I think she mentioned it was gonna be for her like cross-stitching tools. Isn't that stunning? And then got another badge reel with our little buddy Pachaco, a little rose gold action and lots of black. And then look at these for our two little buddies. We got Graham and then we got Tika. Tika's mommy loves like the beach shells, starfish. So we put a little sea action there. Oh, let me show you, hold on. Oh, Skeletor hand. There's Graham's little paw. This is gonna be a lanyard here, and it's for a nurse in the pediatrics department. But look at that stunner. So cute, got little Mickeys and kawaii clouds and flowers. And then a follow-up order for our little friend Emma, who loves horseback riding, but this is gonna be for her school ID. And this is very similar to a keychain that we already made for her. But like all of this has to get wrapped up and go out today. And that's it, you guys. That is it for this vlog. Thank you for coming with me on this extended medical journey of humor and no good answers. And you know, we're in this together. We're doing this together. We're in this together. We're experiencing it together. I am the queen of overshare, and I do it because a lot of you say that it helps you. I would be doing it regardless, but the fact that you guys validate my need to be helpful, you're only encouraging me. Anyway, if you guys have been on the fence with Mary Ruth, if you guys have been on a hair journey or a nail journey, right now they have their Beauty From Within campaign going on. So if you guys are fans of Mary Ruth, or you've been wanting to try Mary Ruth Organics, now is the time, you guys, because you can save 20% off of their Beauty From Within products, and then also stack on the Coffee Break D promo code for 20% off. Now, if you don't want my favorites, the hair, skin, and nail gummies, you can always apply the code to whatever Mary Ruth Organics products that you like. But right now is your chance to try these, you guys, because they are awesome. I mean, when's the last time that we had this like stackable 20 on 20? You know what is stackable? You should be stacking these supplements in your pantry. Anyway, that is it for this vlog, you guys. Anything we did, we didn't go anywhere. Anything we did, anywhere we went, anything we have going on, anything that I'm wearing, I'll actually link it this time, because last time, you know, I was trying to give myself some grace and some space and some distance to like not have to put in so much labor and all the linkage. But I don't think that's the way. I don't think that's the way, because I think a lot of you are shy. I think a lot of you are shy, or a lot of you are savvy and you're Googling stuff instead of asking your friend. Like, you gotta ask your friend. This is why we're friends. We're friends. Ask your girl what you need and I'll help you. But for those of you that are shy, I'll do the links. Sometimes I won't, sometimes I will. But if you drop me a comment, I'll always reply to your comment and be like, here you go. If you can still buy it, like this cute little top. So this is supposed to be a cropped, like a cropped sweater shirt. But I bought a large so that it wouldn't be cropped, because I don't like to do that. Like, yes, I grew up with Britney Spears. However, I am not Britney Spears, you know? Anyway, that's it. I love you guys so much, and you know what to do. If you found this video useful, entertaining, and learned something, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, this coffee break is over. Bye, guys.